Are better mortgage rates and a healthy dose of sunshine just what the doctor ordered for Portland's spring real estate market? Let's dive into the very latest set of our local real estate stats and trends. Hey everyone, I'm RRMilligan and I'm bringing you the very latest in Portland Metro's local real estate stats and trends. My sample set includes the full Portland Metro area plus Southwest Washington. As always, if you have any questions about what's going on in a specific area, just drop me a line or post your question in the comment section right here. Let's start off with the average sale price. The average sale price improved over the previous week, but that's to be expected at this time of year. In a normal Portland real estate market, the highest average sale price of the year is typically some week in May or June, and we should be on the ramp up to that apex by now. Through most of March, the average sale price was outpacing last year's numbers by a decent margin. That switched this past week with the sale prices landing about 5% lower than the same week last year. Like I always say though, we can see a bit of volatility in our week-to-week numbers. Looking at the bigger picture and a larger sample size, the average sale price for February was down about 1% compared to February of 2025. But in March, sale prices were up just shy of 2%, 1.9% higher than in 2025. Next up are supply and demand. On the demand side of the equation, I look at the number of purchase contracts made by buyers and accepted by sellers. And in that metric, buyer demand was down a little bit compared to the previous week, but still outpaced last year's numbers for the 11th week straight. That being said, the difference between last year's number and this year's number was only 11 purchase contracts, but we are still technically higher and the streak continues on. So let's talk about supply. There was a pretty sizable jump in the number of homes that hit the market this past week. That's compared to the previous week, but again, that's to be expected at this time of year. Last week, we had about 636 homes enter the market, which is up from the 550 homes the week before. Looking back to the same week in 2025, our 636 new listings got dwarfed by the 819 new listings that hit the market during the same week last year. As a result, the difference in the number of homes that buyers have to choose from compared to last year at this time dropped from about 10.2% down to 6.3%. So buyers currently have about 6.3% more homes to choose from than in 2025, and that's one of the smallest margins we've seen in well over a year. Next up, our mortgage rates. Mortgage rates did experience some more up and down this week after a rise in oil prices and a sticky inflation report that came out. We did end up pretty close to where we were a week ago. On Thursday morning, I saw a local lender advertising the 30-year fixed mortgage at 6.125%. That was with a quarter of a discount point and an APR of 6.204%. So slightly better than last week. I'm not seeing anything too dramatic on the bond market today that would influence rates one direction or the other before we head into the weekend. But we are expecting another inflation report due out on Friday morning. So if there is a big change in mortgage rates as we head into the weekend, I will post it in the comment section right here. Looking forward, I suspect that we'll see some more pressure on sale prices. As I've mentioned in recent weeks, we are starting to see sales closing that went under contract after mortgage rates shot up, and that could put some pressure, some downward pressure on sale prices. Buyer demand still seems to be holding on despite higher mortgage rates. One thing to consider is that in April of 2025, we experienced that slate of Liberation Day tariffs, which really jarred the markets. So in our year-over-year comparisons, the supply and demand numbers may not look so bad because we're comparing this year's numbers to a rough patch last year. From a boots on the ground perspective, I did feel a nice uptick in real estate activity this week, and I'm going to blame the beautiful weather. Over the years, I've definitely noticed that sunny springtime weather brings Portlanders out of hibernation and into the market. Next week, we'll see if my hypothesis holds true. So to summarize the big trends that we are watching this week, sale prices are up but lower than last year at this time. Supply continues to inch up, Buyer demand was down, but is still outpacing last year's demand, and mortgage rates ended up pretty much flat. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's report. I hope that you got something useful or informative or helpful out of the video. As always, I would love a like or a follow if you haven't already. Enjoy the weekend. I hope it's a great one for you, and I will see you right here next week.